Alright, looks like we're ready to get started on the next run. So, coming up is going to be Antichamber 100% by Ozmourn. Take it away.
Having a wonderful time here at the Only Marathon. My name is Ozmourn, and we're going to be playing Antichamber 100% for you guys today. This is a very complicated game. You probably won't understand anything that's going on, but I hope that in spite of that, you enjoy the run anyway, because I can barely keep up with myself. So really, we're all in the same boat. And with me here today, I have the ever so talented Capitiano. Would you care to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Capitiano. I also speedrun this game. I speedrun 120 signs and pink cubes categories, which are both a part of this run, which makes me about a 75% speedrunner.
Yes. You're 75% qualified to commentate here, which what?
Exactly.
That's what we need. That's passing. So that's perfectly fine. But what 100% entails in this game is all 120 signs, all 13 pink cubes, which there is really no in-game tracker for, and then completing the map over here. You're gonna see on where my face cam would be if I was using face cam. There's gonna be 3 trackers. On the top left, it is on the top left there is the signs tracker for all 120 signs. On the bottom left, there is the pink cubes tracker. On the right side of the face cam, there is the map, and on the center and on the bottom left of my game feed, there is the overall percentage of the completion that we're gonna get. So, with that, are you guys hearing game sounds? Because I'm not getting any game sound at the moment on my end. Okay, can you hear the game sound?
I don't hear any games.
Yeah, I'm not hearing any, unfortunately.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to restart the game, which means that I'll have to spoil this joke. This was supposed to be yeah.
Those...
No, I mean it's the game that's the problem. The game that's the problem. It's a problem. Alright, cool. There we go. It should work. So wonderful. Okay. Well, unfortunately, if y'all saw that was a very spoiled joke. But just pretend like it didn't happen, and we're gonna see it later in the run, and we'll explain why. But if everything is ready and rolling, we are going to start the run after we start a new save file, and then I'm just gonna start the run and let Capitiano kind of explain the basics of Antichamber and what we're gonna be doing today. So the run will begin when I press click here. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, Capitiano, you can explain just the basics behind Antichamber and what this run is going to be like, if you don't mind, while I start us off here.
So, Antichamber is ostensibly a puzzle game with some mind-bending physics and a bunch of cubes. You obtain these guns in the game. There are 3: blue, yellow, and red, and the black gun, which we'll see later. We're gonna get the red gun very fast because it's the most useful, and once as you get the guns, you get all of the other abilities with that the guns provide. So he's gonna be walking around collecting pink cubes, the signs you see on the wall there, and those things. The signs trigger by just being near them. The pink cubes, you have to stare at them as they move.
Oh, they're only ever going to move if you have your crosshair on them, and the signs all have different trigger radiuses, so we're going to be abusing that in certain parts of the run. But we also use the trackers to kind of know when we get certain triggers. Like right now, I wait until it turned to 11.6%, which is how I know to exit to the main menu and then choose where I want to go from the map, which is another thing that you're going to be seeing me do a lot. Instead of walking to where I want to go, I'm going to be exiting to the main hub and then choosing where I want to go from the hub world, only because it's ever so slightly faster. Like everything that I just did, I could have technically done in one fell swoop, but the little time saves that I get from exiting to main menu menu, and then choosing them is going to add up a lot throughout the run, especially with how much we need to do it here in 100%. But with that, we have to have a little bit of a staring contest with this eyeball right here. It will not open until you've stared at it for 15 seconds. And then we had to back up and get a map and sign trigger while we were there. Right here is a little game of leapfrog. I'm not going to do the skip for this because I suck at it. And there is a little bit of a skip here where you can just kind of put the cubes underneath the door or it falls down. And in that case, you can just skip the puzzle entirely. But I am very, very bad at it. But while we have it here, we're going to be performing a thing called lag glitch. Do you mind explaining what lag glitch is, Cappuccino? And also a warp while you're at it, since I'm about to do one.
So this game's broken. There's lots of things you can do to make it faster. So that's lag. Lag is where you basically, I think you're doing F11, which is just like making the game go windowed and then backing it out to full screen, and that makes lag in the game, which causes you to move slightly faster and skip some triggers. A warp is where you put cubes in a spot where you're supposed to spawn when you, like, as he exits the hub world and comes back. Cubes normally disappear if they're on the wall, but if they're shot and they're mid-air when you go back to the hub world, they'll be there like when you come back. And you can make it easier with lag so that like more cubes shoot out, and all of that culminates in you basically getting the ability to teleport anywhere in the game, which is pretty neat.
I'm gonna see it right here.
Yeah.
Beautiful, first try. Good to see it.
Love to see it.
So yeah, essentially the game really just doesn't like it when you and cubes take up the same space. And so if you transport to a spot in the game where cubes are already there, the game is like, we can't put you here. So it just throws you back into the lobby with a gun, and you're in a very weird state where you can just teleport to whichever spot on the map that you want. Right here, shout outs to these orbs that are the only RNG portion of this run. Whenever you see these guys, they will only move if you move. And the direction that they move in is very random, but luckily we were able to get tolerable RNG there. And with that, we're going to use a lot of the facets that we got from the different guns. For example, right here, we're going to be using a mechanic that we got from the yellow gun by moving the cubes in any direction that I want, but in order to get out of the way so we can open these doors. The yellow gun allows for that mechanic to happen. And right here, we are going to be performing a glitch known as tower clip. I do a kind of a slower but more consistent method of tower clip, where I just kind of just push myself through here. It's pretty slower than what Cappuccino does, where he just like shoots cubes at the floor and then just it pushes them through immediately. But I find that method to be much more consistent. And right here, in tower clip, usually, as you can see, there's like a tower with 4 numbers 1 through 8, I believe it is. And doing tower clip allows you to skip from tower 1 to tower 2, and also tower 5 to tower 6. And it's instead of having to solve puzzles to get to those parts completely. Right here, we're going to get the 4th pink cube of the run. And then we're going to have our next tower sequence that allows us to skip straight to tower 6 by using tower clip again. I'm going to have to grow these cubes here. Whenever you're in these particle fields, the cubes in your gun will disappear. So sometimes you have to grow the cubes out yourself in order to get enough cubes on your way out. All right, here we did another tower clip from 5 to 6. And Cappuccino, you can explain this like jump storage glitch I'm about to do right here.
So there is jumping in this game. For reasons, the game will let you jump midair if you haven't jumped previously. So it's really helpful for a bunch of scenarios in this game.
Yes.
Where you can preserve the jump.
You're going to see a very good example of that right here. If I'm good at this game, I am. Could have been better, but you know what? We're gonna take that. And this sign in particular and map trigger has like a very large radius, so we can just exit out while we're still climbing up. And right here, we're going to ride this cube up so that we can grab this pink cube right here. And once again, use the jump glitch in order to cut this corner, you have to keep jumping through this hallway, otherwise you're going to be transported through here. And we're gonna jump through there and get another sign trigger. We're going to come through here, do one more instance of lag glitch, and then we're gonna go to this green room of learning to draw. And one thing that I like to do is, one thing I like to mention here is that when you hold down like middle mouse button to tell a group of cubes where to go, you don't necessarily have to like bring them to a very specific spot on the map, but rather just a general direction, and whatever they'll just go in that general direction until something stops them. And so what we're going to do right here is take advantage of that by triggering both lasers on either side of this door and opening it hopefully at the same time. There we go. Right here we're going to go to strength and numbers. And another thing that I wanted to mention was a glitch called cube chambering. As we pass through this particle footage, you can probably see that I am able to shoot a cube. That's because of cube chambering, and it is the easiest glitch in this game. All you have to do is right click, left click, and then let go of right click, and then that is it. You can only do it with one cube at a time though, so there are some limitations to it. The game does not like to cooperate with me on this small section here. And while we are here, I'd like to mention a bit of the rebindings that we have in this game. We have scroll rebinded to down, scroll wheel down rebinded to shooting the cubes, and we have scroll wheel up rebinded to grabbing the cubes, and we also have F11 rebinded to E and escape rebinded to Q. So we have all of the essential functions pretty close by on our keyboard and our mouse, so that we can make the speedrun more accessible, more fun, more replayable, and combine that with the trackers that we have. It's a very fun speedrun to get into. It's not insanely well. It's a very, very difficult speedrun because of just how much you need to manage, but it's also very accessible because we just have a lot of quality of life improvements that we have for the speedrun as well. Cappuccino, you can explain why the cubes are different colors in different areas while we're doing Logic 101, which is my personal favorite part of the run.
Sure. So the pedestal where you spawn is the place where you're supposed to get the blue gun. You see, we no longer have the blue gun. We have the red gun, but all the cubes here are blue because the game expects you to have the blue gun here. But it's much faster to have the red gun, and then you can get through all these puzzles super quick.
Oh, come on. I did it one cube short. Right here, I jumped into a group of cubes as I was creating it, and that allows me to get launched downwards for whatever reason. I don't actually know the exact reasoning behind that. And what you just saw me there was grow out a group of cubes on the wall so they can fill up all the holes with lasers in them. And the direction that the cubes grow out in is always dependent on the angle that you're pointing when you go towards a wall. And with that, we can fill up all of the lasers. And filling up the lasers in a fast fashion while still moving is very difficult to do because they're all in like little tiny nudges in the wall. And so being accurate with your shots while still moving and keeping the pace is something that's very difficult to do. Right now, we're about halfway through the run. And so we're going to get into a bit more difficult parts of this run. Ooh. Oh, don't look down. Okay, there we go. I was very confused. I almost forgot where to go there. I'm doing this without notes. I always like to do the runs without notes, just in case if I forget something, I can easily back it up. But it's a dangerous game to play sometimes. So right here...
This game.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I was saying this game is really accessible. A part of the accessibility is that because you just reset and travel anywhere in the game, because that's part of the mechanic of the game. But, like if you mess up a trick or you get lost, you just go back to the hub world and then try and figure out where you are. Like you don't have to restart the game or reset the file.
Yeah. And what I did right there to solve that puzzle was get rid of all the cubes in order to clear out the lasers and open the door to a dev room. And dev room, essentially, not all of them count towards 100% because not all of them show up on the map, and so there's no real way of tracking them. There is a dev room speedrun that is pretty cool to look at because there's a very long dev room that actually we don't get to see in 100%. But right there, what I saw, whenever I like get rid of a cube in a single group of cubes, whichever half of the of that set of cubes is smaller will just immediately disappear. And Cappuccino, you can kind of explain this small portion of the run right here and what are we going to be doing with these cubes throwing into the seams right here.
Yeah. He's done looking up and down, and now he's going to shoot cubes into this corner. This corner is very special because, for reasons, you can pull cubes through it. So, since cube chambering only lets you bring 1 cube, and we need 2 cubes to finish this puzzle, actually technically 3, but you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can just pull cubes through that corner. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, you can just pull the cubes through the corner and then use cube chambering to get to the other side. Right here, we only need 1 cube. And with that 1 cube, we are going to perform an elevator clip. First off, we have to walk backwards here so that the game doesn't teleport us, but we can still get the map trigger. And essentially what elevator clip is that when an elevator is pushing you upwards, but you are being blocked by a cube, you can just clip through the elevator. And it's as easy as it sounds. Elevators and cubes do not like interacting with each other in this game for various reasons. I love Cappuccino's explanation of because reasons. We don't really know why it works, but it works. But right here we're going to get the I forgot how many pink cubes are. This is the 9th pink cube. No, 10th pink cube, sorry, because there's 13. But yeah. Right here, we're going to grow out these cubes in order to get to the other end. This is a very special room. For whatever reason, the ceiling is a lot higher than it looks in this specific room. We're going to back up and move this cube right here and work our way up. Fill up these 2 lodges of cubes, and we're going to use the same jump glitch that we have on the other side of the door to grab the map trigger but not fall down completely because we don't want that. And then we're going to remove that cube so we can be launched up towards here. This is another instance of just trying to move and keep the momentum while being accurate with some of these shots, although I'm doing significantly better than I was before.
Nailing it.
Yep. And again, that's another example right there of just the angle that you're spreading the cubes out will affect the direction that the cubes spread out in. But Cappuccino, is there anything that we haven't mentioned so far that you want to mention?
I'm trying to think. So I guess I'm gonna talk about the puzzles. So, I mean, you haven't really seen how the puzzles work because we've long since forgotten how the puzzles were intentional, supposed to be solved by the developer. So, but there's a lot of movement puzzles in addition to moving cubes around. So if you see him looking up or down or in a certain direction, it's not playing nice, is it?
No, it's not. This particular puzzle is very not nice sometimes, in the sense that it just doesn't like to behave. But luckily we were able to get it eventually. Just a bit of a time loss, but that's no big deal. Right here, we specifically have to walk backwards so the game doesn't teleport us to another area, but we can still grab that map trigger. And right here, we're going to try and create as many cubes as we can, only because we want to open this door. We also want to create these 2 particular platforms of cubes so that and I messed up. Would you look at that? So that we can jump across this gap. There we go. Oh, almost there. Okay, so we're gonna create an area of cubes here, small amount of cubes there. We're gonna use the jump glitch in order to traverse our way across this gap. We're gonna make a small tower of cubes, 4 cubes high, and we're going to fill up this whole cube, this whole cube area. Excuse me, that's not what I wanted. With cubes. Okay, thank you. So we can get up, fill up all the lasers in that small little area right there. But right here, we're going to perform the 4th warp of the run after we get into this one last sign trigger right here. And this warp specifically allows us to skip the entire chase sequence. Oop, I forgot to do lag there. We do have to perform lag for the specific warp that we did earlier in order to make sure that we get enough cube performance. Did we get a first try? We 100% did. Let's go. And we did hub storage with it. You can explain hub storage if you want.
Hub storage. when you shoot cubes too fast, the game refunds them, and it puts it back in your gun. And combined with the warp, you just keep them, and you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, and with hub storage, we were able to fill up that last portion of the cube. I forgot to exit the main menu there. You saw me like almost traversing our way back, but I realized that we got in the last trigger for the end area, and the end area will allow us to get to the just transport to the final part of the game whenever we want to after we're done cleaning up. Right here, we're doing a lot of up and down. I'm sorry, did I interrupt? Did you finish explaining what a hub storage is? Because I was like distracted running.
No, I got it.
Okay, wonderful. I just want to make sure.
We're distracted with the fact that you got warped perfectly 2 times in a row.
Yeah, that's great. But we are going to just in this small section of the run, this is kind of like the cleanup portion. We have some more signs and map triggers to get, as well as 3 more pink cubes. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Don't want that. Oh, wonderful. Okay, there we go. But the reason that we don't use cube chambering in this specific area through the particle field is because we can only cube chamber one cube at a time, and that door at the end required us to grab 2 cubes. We are going to grab a pink cube here at Deja Vu. These small rings that you see here, whenever you look at the direction, whatever is behind you will disappear. Like there's a wall behind you of glass that will disappear, and you can just walk through it. It's a mechanic that we actually get introduced to pretty early on in the game, but we don't really use in the speedrun, with the exception of 2 specific areas, and that was one of them. We're gonna get one last pink cube right here, and then one last sign and map trigger in being an entrepreneur. And then this next cube is actually the longest pink cube in the game. It takes 90 seconds to collect. Exactly, I timed it. And then in that 90 seconds, the host can say whatever they want to say, starting right now.
I'm just mesmerized by whatever is going on in this game. Alrighty, we got a $15 donation from Charbunny that just says, "Good luck, Ozmourn. Shoutouts to everyone as well behind the scenes." Thank you very much.
My favorite cube. It
Yes.
gives you time to reflect on what you've done in the speedrun.
Yeah, I this is definitely not 720 pace, but I hope that I can get like a 21 time, because like for the past 2 marathons I've gotten like a 21 4x, and if we can get that a 3rd time, that's a 3 is a lucky number, so that's great. Legitimately GK host, if you want, like, this is gonna go on for a bit more. If you want to say anything else, you can do it.
Give us your reactions, your thoughts.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I really, honestly, I'm not even sure what to say. Like, I feel like this game takes some of the weirdest parts of Portal and Superliminal, and
both of which I do speedrun Superliminal as well, so that makes sense.
And then just kind of just throws them into this black and white palette.
It's absolutely amazing.
My life choices. Well, I am here supporting this event as a host. I hope y'all continue to support it too.
Yes.
This is a good cause.
It is a good cause. But we are actually going to get the last 3 signs and last 2 map triggers in this game. We have, and you probably noticed, there is a timer in the main hub world, and that's where we actually get our last sign. And some bad news, we do have to sit here for 1 hour and 9 minutes. I hope that you guys are comfortable. We're gonna be here for a while. Yeah. So.
That sounds a little bit overestimate here.
Yeah, no, but in reality, we do have a way to bypass this, which is crashing the game. Not really, but we do have to exit out of the game and then go back in and say hi to Kirby, everyone. Because the way the timer glitch works is that you have to exit to main hub as you're in that little corner and then move to the left so you can clip out of the hub. But you can't escape main hub because in order to get back to normal, because the game still
Yeah, unfortunately the stream kind of actually died on my end. Yeah, it looks like it died on the restreamer end.
Yeah, you crashed the game. I can't believe you've done this on purpose.
Okay.
Uh,
So the run just it finishes upon booting up the game.
no, there was content there. But yeah, his stream did die. Ozmourn. I don't know if you want to reset it. Yeah, your stream died.
It's both. I'm yeah. It says on your end that it's live, but the restreamer apparently is having a scene issue.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
Yeah, I see it. Well, good news, everyone. We met the incentive for any percent, so the content that you didn't get to see there will be replayed.
You're gonna get to see again. And I don't know if setup needs to be done, or I need to wait for a bit until we go into any percent, or can I just go into it, Ghost? Okay, let me know when.
Well, I think we need to take just a second to adjust a couple things here.
Sure. I can go ahead and explain. So, to end the game, you end up with the black gun, which lets you pick up the one black cube that you may have
and you're gonna see exactly that
warp, and then walked into the end area with a bunch of glass. And that puts you
43 seconds, I believe.
Infinitely looping
By Votium?
void.
That's to Votium.
You shoot the cube into a dome that opens, and then the game ends.
And we get sub 1 today? Probably not, but you know, I don't do the. I do the safe
What was
strats,
the world record for an 8%?
of just shooting it at the front.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It did get warped twice in a row, so let's see if we can get 3 times in a row.
Yeah, it's
okay.
if you do it
Can we
optimally,
start the run?
It's very fast. It did get warped twice in a row.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. 21-2x is good. It's been better than my last few marathon runs, so that's great. But yeah, 20. We're improving. Improving consistency.
Just, started. Unfortunately, the timer's been still running. The time
worries,
for
no
the
worries.
run would have been like 21.
It's all good.
Something.
But I'm assuming that the timer has reset, the category's been changed. We can go ahead and begin.
Improving.
All right, just let me know when that's happening.
I was saying 21 or 22. I didn't quite catch the exact time.
I'm a patient man.
Sorry, just technical difficulties.
Yeah.
It was hard to really.
Yeah,
but
it's all good.
A good time nonetheless. I think we're just waiting on the layout to update.
So yeah, I'll say thanks everyone for being here. I mean, we're here to support a good cause, and happy to be talking about Antichamber.
Yeah, it's a very underrated game. We need more people to speedrun this for real. I love it. What's your favorite sign, Capitiano?
Favorite sign?
Each of these kind of gives little wisdom on life.
See, you asked me that, and I've never thought about this question before.
It's 120 of
No,
them. It's
so many.
many to choose from.
Partial to the plane sign, the one that you have to drop down to get.
The plane sign? Which one is that? I can't find it here.
I don't refer to it as plane sign, but also the haystack one is good too.
That's true. Right. Is everything good, Ghost, or do we need a still wait ahead?
Sounds like we're pretty much set to go. So go ahead and begin. Just count us down when you're ready.
All right, wonderful. So I just need to start from a fresh save file here. You're gonna get to see the exact percentage, as a matter of fact. Lucky you guys. So with that, we're going to just start the run right here, and I'm just gonna let Capitiano explain it because he'll have like a minute to do it. So we can start in 3, 2, 1, go.
So all you need to beat the game is the blue gun. So you get the blue gun, you pick up some cubes, then you'll walk to this certain area, perform a warp, which you mentioned earlier. Warp can be done without lag, just in a certain couple of spots, including this one. Again, warp, shooting cubes into a spot where you're supposed to spawn, the game freaks out. It's like, hey, you can't be here while the cubes are there, and that puts you back into the hub world.
Hopefully that got that. No, wait, I didn't. Oh wait, I didn't get the trigger down there. Oh yes, we had a fall.
Technically, we have first try. We can still do it first try.
Still technically, because I didn't do the setup right. So let's see if we can get it. First try. I'm gonna get extra cubes to make sure. First try. Let's go. That's great. I'm a beast at this game. We love to see it.
The content you missed when the stream crashed. So enjoy in all its glory.
The end of the game. Oh dear, I got stuck on the corner.
That happens.
Yeah, it likes to launch you every now and again, just in a random direction when that happens too. So time will end when I shoot the cube into the pedestal. So in around 3, 2, 1. Time. That's time. And if you're fast enough, you can get out of this little dome before it encapsulates you. Just like I am today.
Impressive, honestly.
Yes.
3 warps.
But we can, yep, and we can just clip back in. But yeah, what was the final any percent time? Do we have that one at least?
I'm still waiting for it to update on my end here. Yeah, there's the double stream delay, so I'm not able to.
No worries.
I have to wait for the real time one, unfortunately. It says here 125.
125? That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
First try.
Around 7 seconds off
First
the TV,
try,
so
exactly.
That's nice.
See,
First try. Yes, it's technically still first try. It's technically still first try, so we're gonna count it. We're gonna take all the W's we can get. So yeah. This has been Antichamber 100% and any percent. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. I hope you understood none of it, but enjoyed it anyway, because that's what people tell me all the time. But yeah, shoutouts to Votium, shoutouts to Capitiano for being here, shoutouts to California, the main mod of this game, and shoutouts to everyone that's running this game, the whole community behind it. And if you want to speedrun this game, don't be intimidated by what you saw today. Just, join us anyway, because it's an absolutely amazing game, and we want more people to start running it. So, Capitiano, do you want to say anything before you head out?
Thanks for having me, and thanks to everyone for supporting the Trevor Project.
Yeah, it's a very wonderful cause. And while I did not know the Only Kid personally, the fact that they were to have they had an impact on all the people involved in this event means so much, and I'm so honored to be part of it, this event honoring them. So again, thank you so much for having me and for accepting me in this run. I hope to be back with fast-paced events in the future. And yeah, I've been Ozmourn, and this has been Antichamber. See you guys around.
So much for that run. All right, everybody, we're going to be quickly sending it over to an intermission here, and coming up next is going to be Hylix 2 by RJS Manjit. Stay tuned.